first impression is action-paced, great, fun, colourful, death, doom, amazing, keep going.
Yeah.
I had a lot of fun.
Yes, the thing is that it is totally the pinnacle of 90s first-person shooters. It's a throwback to that era for me. It is literally stepping back in time to where I was a kid again, and you just had fun. You went out and you killed and you shot stuff, but you have to keep moving. You're not invincible. You have to really think on your feet.
Yeah.
It is challenging. Yeah.
Literally, as Gork said, straight out of the gate, it's go, 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 go. And then you killed everything, wait, take your breath, and then you're excited to get back into the action, unlike a lot of games that I've played recently where it's, okay, cool, this is the same repetitive thing over here. It's quick-paced action, adrenaline pumping, and then tiny break, go again.
What I love about the tiny breaks is like in that lull, that, oh, I survived. You suddenly notice the environment.
So pretty.
It is so pretty, so well designed. It is just like jaw-dropping at times. It takes a river, but it really gives you the feeling of the post-apocalypse has happened.
True story.
Yeah.
Very fast, very action-orientated. It also seems to keep you guessing as to what's happening, because you get the same enemies, but they obviously don't take the same path each time. And just the little things that the designers have thrown in make each and every kill its own little nuance in every battle, which is quite nice as well.
Yes, I mean, the way that you can combination your fatality kills in with other kills and jumps. Of course, using a controller is different to using a mouse and keyboard. For me, as a PC gamer mainly, I found it a bit sluggish and slow with a controller, but that's because I just don't know a controller that well.
Well, in my case, I am also majoritively a PC gamer, but I do use a controller for some of the games, so after about 15-20 minutes I started to get a little bit more of the hang of it. But to be honest, if you play console as your main, you guys can just pick this up and have a great time.
You will have a fantastic.
And I believe it's coming out on Xbox, PC and PlayStation, so whatever your controller preferred is, go ahead and get it, because wow.
So it's fast-paced, it's action-packed, and it keeps you on your toes. The tension levels are high.
The only thing I might have to warn people about is if you have epilepsy or anything like that, there's a lot of colour, a lot of flashes, a lot of very fast-paced things. So just, check with the usual people you check with for that. But yeah, you can tell I'm still wanting to go and shoot some more demons over here.
Shiny. Beautiful, fantastic, reactive. There are so many things that are, that grabs your attention. I love the details that they're putting onto the enemies, especially when you shoot them, the body parts start flying.
Very much like your 90s.
Yeah, very much like the 90s. And seriously, the environment has been.
What I also really appreciate is, as Gork said, every enemy, like when he's right up in your face, you quite happily know that there's a guy right up in your face.
Yeah.
But in those little lulls that we spoke about, Gork and myself found ourselves just like looking about the environment for the next 5 to 10 minutes, just because, ooh, look at that! It's a static background in the back, far back, that you wouldn't have noticed if you're running through.
And look at that mech!
Oh, look at that mech! Look at that deep! Oh, what happened over there? So it's also trying to engage you and get more in. It's gorgeous, absolutely gorgeous. I'm a metal fan. The soundtrack tickles every single one of my metal bones. And I actually found that the soundtrack makes the experience better, because, we're in this nice quiet spot, look at that beautiful background, it's so nice. All of a sudden it ramps out and you get the distortion guitar and everything, and then you start clenching a little, and things ramp up really quickly. But the soundtrack, in my opinion, just makes the experiences so much more vibrant and worthwhile while I'm playing.
Definitely. I mean, for a post-apocalyptic hellscape, the soundtrack fits perfectly. Also, for the original Doom fans, the old school guys, the nostalgia factor is fantastic.
Well, actually, on that as well, while Gork and myself were sitting there and we went into the intro screen and all that, Gork actually turned and went, "Wait, isn't that the original Doom soundtrack?" And it actually was, that had been updated into modern, and from someone who actually started out playing on Doom, that fills my heart with warmth, that the guys went, no, we know it works, let's make it better.
Yeah, it took me right back to my primary school days where I was playing the game with my cousin. It's like, wow!
And yeah, 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 yeah,
Yes,
yeah,
yes,
yeah,
yes.
yeah, yeah, yeah. And it's almost sad when the action stops because then you gotta wait for the next track to kick in, really.
But as soon as a boss appears, you're like, no, no!
No.
It really ramps up the tension, the action, it's fast paced, it's aggro, it fits very well.
Wow, yes, just fun. Yes. I mean,
Right, for me, I'm a little bit different, okay? I am a 90s gamer, so like I said, this game is really the pinnacle of a 90s shooter. But if you're used to the new generation of shooters, where puzzle solving, different game mechanics, unique game mechanics are involved, the game might become a little bit stale for you. This is purely a shooter. This is a run and gun shooter. You don't have mutagens, you don't have special powers. It's all you and your guns. So don't expect anything more than that. But if you take it at face value, it is fantastically fun.
however, one thing that I did enjoy about the whole gameplay and things is, as Gork says, it's quintessentially your 90s Doom. However, every objective you can get to, there's multiple paths. So
Yes.
the one time we were playing One Life, like good 90s gamers should. And I would run into an area and die. The very next thing, Gork would run in and see something I didn't and go along this other path, which made it slightly easier or slightly harder, depending. And like you'd pick, some stuff would be hidden here, some stuff would be hidden there. It opened it up to not be a straightforward railway, even though you are quite clearly going in this direction and this is the direction you need to go in. So that I actually enjoyed over the 90s.
Yes.
It gave you the illusion of choice of how you're going to take things.
But trust me, it's a lot funner, a lot better to, go around this way maybe, instead of going around this way, because around this way you come face to face with a badass. And you go around this way, you surprise him from behind. It gives you that little bit of edge.
So one of my biggest highlights is, as Gork says, you don't get major superpowers and things like that, but you do get slight upgrades to what you're already used to. Some of my favorite bits are with the customization of the guns. You get different firing modes, and one of the best things is you've been using this gun for the last 3-4 lives, and everything is horrible, and then you realize, wait, I've got an alternate fire mode. It just changes the game every time you remember that, and you've got multiple guns. And to be honest, the highlight for me is I felt like I was a kid again, as Gork has said, because I'm playing Doom once again. It's definitely Doom, which I really enjoy.
Yeah. So this is like ultimately a throwback. Doom, Quake, Wolfenstein 3D, Duke Nukem 1. My biggest highlight of the game was, yes, you're playing this big, strong, badass marine in his badass armor, but you can die. You are not invincible. And trust me, you take damage very quickly. You are constantly going, oh crap. You never feel like it's a walkthrough. But you're constantly challenged. That's what I mean. And the bosses are smart. The bosses are quick. You really have to use every cunning, wit, skill, movement, the combination of it all to survive. You really are fighting for your life all the time.
To add on to that as well, one thing I was actually very impressed with that Gork touched on was the enemy pathfinding was really, really impressive. It might just be how it was coded and how each enemy works, but it seems like every time we arrive, different tactics were used against us.
Yes.
And yes, there are many games where you die over and over again and you have to go grind through the same thing. Each and every time we died, it felt like a different experience, which I really, really appreciated as well. And of course, once again, I have to mention, it's Doom, but prettier. So much prettier.
So much prettier. So shiny.
So shiny. That's a difficult one.
I'm going to give it to you first.
So, I'm going to actually have to give this an 8.5 moles. There are 1 or 2 games that I've played recently that I do enjoy more, but that's a personal preference. But this is definitely something I would... excuse me. this is definitely something I recommend you go and pick up off the shelf and try for yourself. It's fantastic, 8.5 mils.
I'm going to be a little bit harsher. I'm going to give it 7.5 mils. Mainly because it's a 90 shooter in a modern shooter environment. The fact that it's lacking that special mechanic and like a gripping story or a hook, for me personally, makes it 7.5 out of 10. But as a 90 shooter, it's the cream of the crop, man. It's what you always wanted it to be.
True story.
If you want to go for it, and you will not look back.
Hi everybody, I'm Dylan from the Wallcast, and if you like that, share, like and subscribe, and we've got something else for you around here somewhere.